What's up guys, Nathan here, and today I want to give you 5 relatively simple ways to start consistently making $1,000 a month or more from poker. Let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so not everybody gets into the game of poker to get super rich. If that's what your aim is, that's totally fine. But I know there's a lot of people just like me who have no interest in a World Series of Poker bracelet or being famous or, having millions and millions of dollars on the final table. I got into this game just for the simple freedom to be able to quit my job like I did around 15 years ago, to be able to travel the world and basically to be able to live my life on my terms, wake up when I want, do whatever I want, go to the beach on a Tuesday afternoon if I feel like it, and so on. And the beautiful thing about poker is that you don't need to make a boatload of money in order to be able to have that freedom lifestyle, which I'm going to discuss in this video. So if that sounds like something you're after, let's jump into it. These are 5 relatively simple ways to make $1,000 a month or more from poker. Number 1, I would suggest playing cash games. This is the format that I suggest for all beginners because cash games, unlike tournaments, have relatively stable profit, meaning that most days you're going to come away from the table with a small to medium sized win, compared to tournaments, which I'm going to discuss in a second, where it's often feast or famine, where you can go long stretches where you're just sort of losing slowly and then you get the big score. And that's difficult psychologically, especially for a lot of beginner poker players. So I suggest playing cash games, and particularly $1, $2 if you play live in the casino, or NL25, which would be 10-cent, 25-cent blinds online. Now, why do I suggest playing these games? Well, they're sort of the lowest stakes where I think that somebody who plays consistently and who uses a simple but effective strategy, such as I teach in my free poker cheat sheet, which you can download below. That'll be the top link in the description. If you use a simple strategy like I teach in that free guide, these are the games where I think you can consistently make around $1,000 a month or more. Now, moving on to point number 2, if you do prefer tournaments over cash games, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, I would suggest playing $10 tournaments online or higher and $100 tournaments live. Now, the beautiful thing about online compared to live is that you can, of course, play multiple tables. That's why you've noticed so far we're able to play lower stakes online and make just as much money as in a casino, because we're able to play 2 tables at a time, 4 tables at a time, or as much as 20 tables at a time, as I was often known for during my heaviest grinding days. Moving on to point number 3 is you're going to have to play daily. Now, this is really kind of where a lot of people go wrong with poker. It's why they don't get the real results that they're after, is because they kind of just dabble, as I call it. They're in there on the weekends if they feel like it. It's kind of like the 15th biggest priority in their life is playing poker. And guys, the problem is, if you want to have real success in this game, get real results, you have to have poker up near the highest priorities in your life. Now, obviously, I'm not saying put poker above your family or your job or your university education if you're going to school or something like that, but it needs to be high up there. During the year before I decided to go pro, I've talked about it on this channel before, I was playing every single night for 3-4 hours, like every single day, 7 days a week. I would play poker, and on the weekends I would just play all day, and this allowed me to eventually quit my job and turn pro. But guys, it was only that consistency each day that allowed me to get in there, keep learning, put in the amount of hands that are truly necessary to get to the long run, to learn from my mistakes, and to move forward in this game. So point number 4 is to earn rake back and bonuses. Guys, the beautiful thing, especially if you play online poker, is you don't actually have to earn all $1,000 in a month. You can typically, if you play a lot, like I just talked about, playing daily, you can often earn, even in lower stakes games, $100, $200, even up to like $500 or even $1,000 a month, especially if you're playing higher stakes, just by playing, just by earning what we call rake back and bonuses. Most online poker sites offer these rewards in some sort of manner these days in order to lure you to play on their site. So it's very important when you're choosing which poker site to play on that you shop around and find the best deal for you. My last point before I talk about some more off the table stuff is to start creating a poker side hustle from the beginning. So there's multiple ways to do that these days. One of the most popular ones is to simply stream your sessions live on Tilt. They're not actually live, they're on a delay so that people can't watch your stream and see your cards as you're playing them. But if this is something that you feel you would like to do, if you enjoy being on a camera like this, you don't actually have to talk to people. You can just play poker if you want. You don't have to talk like this or teach anything. But guys, people are absolutely starved for poker content these days, even here on YouTube as well. If you can get out there and create poker content doing something you're already doing, you're already playing poker, right? You can make money through that, through Twitch subscriptions, through donations, and so on here on YouTube. YouTube pays you to make videos like this through ad revenue and stuff like that. So guys, there's many other ways to make money on the side as well while you're playing poker. There's no reason to have all your eggs in one basket. Maybe you can start doing some low-level coaching on the side. There are tons of people that have a lot of problems these days, even in very low stakes games, and they're willing to pay if you are able to teach them the winning strategy to start consistently beating smaller stakes games. There's blogging, there's social media, there's working for training sites, there's working for poker sites. There's so many ways these days, guys, to build your side hustle, to kill two birds with one stone, and basically do things the smart way by having multiple revenue streams within poker. Now finally, let's talk about why $1,000 a month can go a long way as a poker player. I've mentioned before in this channel, I'm from Vancouver, Canada, recently voted one of the most expensive cities on earth to live in. So as a primarily online poker player, I chose around 10, 12 years ago actually now to essentially move from my home city and to go see what's out there in the world. And lo and behold, I discovered that 99% of other places in the world are much cheaper to live in. You can often have the same quality of life or higher. I love my city of Vancouver, but it's not the only place on earth. So this is what a lot of especially online poker players are doing these days. They're moving to a place like Southeast Asia, Latin America, Southeastern Europe. These kind of places often allow you to live a very high quality of life, even on as low as $1,000 a month, guys. So that is my final tip, is to always do things the easy way in poker, especially if you are a younger person watching this and you have dreams to play online poker, to do anything online. Honestly, there's no reason to sit. If you're from an expensive Western country like I am, consider your options, guys. You don't always have to increase your income. You can just lower your expenses, and it's basically the exact same thing. So guys, I hope these tips help you make $1,000 a month playing poker. Let me know in the comments below how you're doing in poker these days. Where are your results at? And once again, make sure you grab a copy of my free poker cheat sheet. That'll be the top link in the description below. I'll give you my step-by-step strategy to start beating the games I talked about in this video consistently for $1,000 a month or more. And finally, make sure you like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time. It's been Nathan Williams with BlackRain79.com.